Hey, hello everyone, and thanks for joining us for Access City Council. I'm your host, City of Las Vegas Communications Director, David Riggleman. Coming up on this show, from the big to the small, we give you a look inside the beautiful new Circa Hotel in downtown Las Vegas, and a new nail salon opens in Ward 5. Here to discuss these topics and much more is, of course, the councilman who represents Ward 5. You know who it is. It's Mr. Cedric Crear. Welcome back.
Hello, Mr. Riggleman. How are you?
Good to see you. Good to see you. We are socially distanced. We've been socially distanced on this show for like months now, but it's COVID. It's still here. So.
It's COVID and cozy,
exactly.
But we're social distance away, so it's great.
You had a nice Thanksgiving, I hear.
Had a great Thanksgiving. We had a very small Thanksgiving. We had just had my other daughter stayed in D.C. For the holidays, and it was really small. But I saying that my wife cooked as if she had 25 people at the house and multiple pies and cakes, and it's just
that's heaven though. You got to sample everything.
It is heaven. So. But one of the good things there are people in our neighborhood too that who are sheltered and some older people, so we take food to them as well, and they are very thankful, and it's just excellent. My wife did an amazing job. I made the turkey and the lamb chops, and I'll say it turned out good as well.
Yeah,
so.
Good stuff. Well, Kiva's she's gifted all the way around.
She is gifted all the way around. She's a very talented woman, no doubt.
She is. Councilman, you know Ward 5 very well. Heck, you were born and raised there. Mm-hmm. For those of you not exactly sure, we're going to show you where it is. It's right in the heart of everything. It encompasses a lot of our downtown, which we're going to talk about here in just a few minutes. But it really goes from the east part of the downtown area all the way out into the northwest. So it kind of follows US 95 around the curve there. And if you live in that area or work in that area, then you are, of course, in the city limits of the city of Las Vegas. And if you're a resident, then you are represented by Cedric Crear on the city council in Ward 5. So you got to be loving some of what's going on here. We've had, some businesses manage to figure out how to launch in the middle of this whole pandemic. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes, but kind of falling back on the theme of Thanksgiving, I loved what you posted on Facebook. You said, another great morning delivering turkeys and meals throughout our ward to those in need. And Councilman, I know it was different this year because of the pandemic, but you still managed to get out there and help a lot of people who need it right now.
No doubt about it. And even this year, we knew that there was even more need. And so we had to ensure that we were going to get those turkeys and meals out. Special thank you to Smith's Food and Drug for all the work that they've did for us, as well as Anderson Dairy and others who helped us out. We delivered over about 1,000 turkeys, meals, and we also added pies this year, apple pies this year, which are great. Normally we would hand them out directly to the residents and to the church members, but this year is a little bit different. We dropped off the pallets of food and at their clubhouses are the persons who run the facilities, and then they schedule people to come by and pick up their meals at their convenience and social distance. So a little bit different, but we still got it out. And I know that a lot of people are very, very, very thankful, especially this year.
Well, absolutely, Councilman. This has been such a hard year, and people are struggling on so many levels. And so this kind of help, I think if nothing else, it lets people know, we're not in this by ourselves. There are people who care and are going to be looking out for one another.
Yeah, and we had so many people who said, we were wondering if you're going to do this year. And we said, yeah, we're here. A lot of people rely on this, and it has become a staple of our ward and our office. And so people are looking for us to come out, and it's great. This year we spread it out a little bit more. We added a couple different more people to the mix, which is great.
1,000, that's a lot of turkeys.
Yep. We added Nehemiah Ministries, St. James Catholic Church, and a few other 100 black men. We gave some turkeys and meals to, as well as our senior facilities, Doolittle Senior City, and others in our community. So it was great.
That's terrific, Councilman. Thanks to the different organizations that supported all of that. Like I say, that has become such a tradition that I'm sure people wondered, is that a tradition that's going to hold during the pandemic? But of course, you made that happen.
Yeah, so. We did. And
how many days did you guys do that over?
Well, we did it. We gave out about 250 turkeys at Doolittle to seniors, and we did a drive-through with that one.
I remember.
And then we put the meals into people's trunks, and we moved on. We had a lot of volunteers for that. And then that was on Monday, and then on Wednesday we went out, and Tuesday we went out and handed out to all the other facilities in the ward. we had some people, the 100 Black Men, we dropped off there and dropped off to the church. I think we gave 100 turkeys and meals to St. James Catholic Church, and we were just all over the place.
You're ready for a rest after all that, for sure. That's a lot.
Yeah, and I have to thank my team as well, and also the team of the city. Harry Williams in my ward really took the lead on this, and he was fantastic. Christy over in our special events team and everybody on her staff are just absolutely positive, amazing what they do. And the baddies included kids that volunteer with us and over in community services. It really is a team effort and a citywide team effort.
For sure. In a time, like we say, Councilman, much appreciated, much needed. So, well, we talked about businesses. Who would have imagined businesses opening in 2020 in the middle of a pandemic? But we've had some big ones and some smaller ones. Circa, you and I were there for the big kickoff that night. It's impressive. This is a beautiful, beautiful facility right in the heart of downtown, right in your ward.
It is in my ward, and it's almost a $1 billion facility that opened up, and it is gorgeous. And it's unique in certain aspects. It's not your same old casino. The pool area is great. The sports book is amazing. Some great restaurants that are there. I know that I want to get back at some point and go to Barry's Prime and try that out. The long bar that they have is there is fantastic. And then they're just great partners with the Stevens brothers and Jeff Victor, who works there. They're just great people to work with, and I know that the property is going to do well because it's very, very beautiful. And it's just great to see downtown flourishing again.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's the first high-rise downtown casino in 40 years, and this is it. Obviously, it's open for business now. The place has got folks in it, but this is some video that we had, obviously, right before it had opened its doors to the public. And the hotel operation is going to open toward the end of the year as well. So it'll be in full operation by around New Year's. But right now it's the casino area and the restaurants are operating.
Yeah, and it's great. Look, downtown's flourishing. I think we'd be remiss if we didn't highlight the fact that this past week we had a passing of our downtown friend, partner, icon, community leader in Tony Shea. I know that all the work that they've done to revitalize downtown Las Vegas and the resources and money that he put into it. We were working on some pretty cool projects with the Downtown Project team and looking forward to those things happening, and then we find out this. So our prayers will go out to Tony, his family, and then also all the co-workers that he's worked with at Zappos and the downtown.
It has to be devastating to them.
Yeah, it is devastating. Not only did they lose their boss and leader, I think he was a friend to a lot of those individuals.
So many of them said. Derek Stevens, we're talking about Circa. Derek Stevens, his wife Nicole, really gave quite a nice tribute to Tony Shea and how important he was to downtown, because it's kind of like a building block or a domino. Once somebody comes in and does something, then others come and it builds on itself. So Tony was one of those linchpins that helped other businesses like Circa. It kind of set the stage for them to come in and be able to do what Derek and his team have been able to.
Yeah, no doubt. And he also made it cool to be downtown again, right?
Absolutely.
With his leadership.
Exactly.
Many of from the bars, from Downtown Cocktail Company to eat, to many others that he touched and helped change lives. You look at the fact that not only did he change the lives of the residents of Las Vegas and the community, he changed the lives of a lot of business owners and people who had never owned a business before, that never knew where to go to try to find resources to start a business. I can tell you firsthand how hard it is to start a business and to have a business. And then here it is, and people that you never would have thought who said to themselves, well, let me contact Tony Shea because I hear he's helping businesses get started. And he can look back on the course of his life and say that he made a demonstrable difference in people's lives. Chef Natalie from Eat's a prime example, and said that basically,
she set him up.
Yeah. He changed her life.
He set her up,
sorry. Yeah, he changed her life.
Yeah, well, and if you're not familiar, Tony's downtown project was set up this way. Tony would help businesses, as Councilman says, get started. And his only provision was, if you're successful, cut me in on some of your profit. If you lose out, he was taking the risk.
Yeah, which so, I didn't have that deal when I started my business. I had all the risk and all the even if you went to a bank, you still got to pay the money back. Right. And so it's just great for someone to have resources like that. And we probably would never see a person like that again. You know what's funny is that I read, even before I knew who Tony Shea was, and even before a downtown, a council person, I was looking for something to read. His book came out.
Yeah, about leadership.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I ordered his book and I read his book. And I had no clue who Tony Hsieh was and then years later, here I am at a conference table talking about bringing a big plane to downtown Las Vegas on some projects. So.
I know. He believed in a servant leader. Servitude as so instead of the CEO being served by everyone, he believed that the CEO's job was to serve his employees and their customers, obviously.
Yeah.
So
they created a cool thing. If you called up Zappos and you wanted to know what was the weather like or something, and the person would look it up and find out for you. So whatever you called them about, what's the best temperature for a turkey, they would find out for you. Outside of just. Do you have these sizes?
We'll Google it for you. Yeah, let me
It's
find
great.
out. Yeah, I guess the customers
No doubt.
came first. Exactly it. You also posted this on Facebook. It was great. Congratulations to Jaya on the opening of Beyond the Barrier Nail Salon, located at 1959 North Decatur. It's a beautiful salon, and I know you'll be very successful. So congratulations to anyone, big or small, who could open a business in the middle of everything that's been going on this year.
Yeah.
So.
One of the cool things about being a council person is when you see a project from the initial thought process, and Circa is another example of that, but there's obviously a lot bigger. But you follow it through when you assist them. This is another prime example to get their zoning in place. They added massage, as you can see, the massage room in the back, which they had to get a special use permit for. And so you follow it to this point, and it's great to come out and see it actually open and flourishing and doing business. It's very rewarding on both sides. She's got a beautiful facility, and it's right on the corner of Lake Mead and Decatur. So if you're in the area, then please stop by and patronize her business, because she needs all the help she can get. I think she's going to do very well, though.
It looks nice. And
it is very
again,
nice.
Kudos to her for opening in the middle of everything going on. We've had Small Business Saturday. We wanted to get everybody to get out there and support small businesses. So that always follows Black Friday, and of course then Cyber Monday and all of those things that follow. But really important to support small businesses like that. They're really the backbone of our community.
It is. They do. And from being a small business owner myself and employing people, during the first recession, my business, was struggling like everybody else is. But people purchase homes. Two of my people that worked with me had purchased homes during the recession, which means that they had to have had stated income in order to qualify for a loan for a house. And that makes a huge difference, especially when people were, moving out of their homes so fast and leaving in the middle of the night.
So true.
These people were able to purchase homes during that time. So it's great. It is the crux of the backbone of our society.
Well, Jay, good luck to you out there, and we know, as Councilman said, we know you're going to be successful.
Yeah,
so good location, good spot. And then, Councilman, you posted this on Facebook. You said, we had another great turnout for our community meeting regarding the historic West Side Legacy Park, which will honor those trailblazers in our community who paved the way for us. And this is a wonderful project. Councilman, for people that don't know, bring them up to speed on what this project is all about.
This is going to be one of the greatest things that we're doing over the historic West Side, because it's going to honor, like I said, those pioneers that came before us. This is located right at Enterprise Park, right behind the Starbucks and El Pollo Loco that's there. It is a partnership with the county, with Commissioner Lawrence Weekly, who is Commissioner for District D, which overlaps into Ward 5. And this is going to be an amazing park. As you can see, there's something for the kids, as well as we're going to honor those that came before us, like I said, with different plaques that are there. You'll be able to read about them, find out why they are, honored to be in this park. There'll be Wi-Fi in the park. There'll be sound systems, so you can hold events there. If you want to hook up and put some speakers there, there'll be speakers throughout. But it'll be a very community-oriented. The artwork that we've commissioned from there is a guy by the name of Chase McCurdy, who is born and raised in the community, and it's just been great. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful facility. Wow. Yeah.
And it pays tribute, Councilman, and remembers those in the community who had kind of paved the way for all those that followed. Right?
Yeah, and we've created a small committee of 3 persons that will review the applications. We've taken in applications, and one is Clay T. White and Ramon Savoy, Jackie Brantley, and we were sitting in our meeting, and Clay T. White brought up someone that I didn't know, which makes complete, and it was like, wow, this person was the first landowner in the historic West Side, and so many different things that are happening. So it'll bring up not only the people that we know, that we've heard about, but people that we haven't heard about as well.
That's great, Councilman. It's going to be educational and cool at the same time.
Yeah,
You know, it's
educational and cool
always
at the same
fun.
time. I agree. Yeah.
What's the time frame, Councilman? Can people still submit names for potential?
For this first round, no. The application process closed. We've got about 75 or 80 applicants who applied, and we'll have a groundbreaking in December in a couple weeks.
Wow.
It'll take about a year to get finished.
Wow, that's a big deal.
Yeah,
so.
it is. It's a big deal. It's great. It is, and I got to tell you, it's a beautiful park. What they've done, and the architects have done to create this park is going to create green space over in Enterprise Park, which would be great. If you're working over that way and you walk over to Starbucks and grab a tea, you can have a place to go sit. That'll be great as well. So it's going to really fulfill a lot of needs over in the community.
All right. Well, stay tuned, everybody. Of course, we'll keep you posted here on Channel 2 and on the city's website and on our social media pages about the progress out there. But yeah, the groundbreaking's coming right up. I'd forgotten about that. That's right. So good stuff.
So it's great.
And then, Councilman, you had your Ward 5 Community Forum. This took place back in October 22nd. Done a little differently this year. Normally, this is a town hall meeting where people come to City Hall. Of course, you know it's COVID, so we had a few people come, but most everybody else was watching virtually and had the opportunity still ask questions and participate, but like everything else, just done differently this year. So
yeah, this is great. When I first got in office, I wanted to find an opportunity for the Ward 5 office to come out and talk to the community on top of our community conversations we had on the third Thursday every month, on top of other community meetings we had around our plan. This is sort of our unified voice from the city, as well as we partner with Metro and all of our marshals and fire to talk about what we're doing, what we accomplished this past year, where we're going in the next year, to receive feedback from the community. And ever since we've come in office, we have a very open door policy for the most part, and we try to get back to everybody and answer questions and be as informative as possible.
Right.
And this is great. And thank you to all of the team members and the different departments that came out and gave updates. Everybody from, as you see, Jerry Walker for Operation Maintenance Team, to Kathy Thomas Gibson in Community Services, our Parks and Rec, Metro. We had all of our captains. We have 3 area commands in Ward 5, downtown, Bolden, Northwest Area Command. All of our captains were there. Our fire chief was there.
Really
it was great.
Yeah, there's everything going on that might touch the community, touch people's lives, different construction projects, whatever it might be. People get an update. The people you saw there were department heads here at the city of Public Works, Parks and Rec, as Councilman said, so on. And of course, you had Metro there as well to be able to give an update because so much of what Metro does interfaces with the city.
No doubt about it. But the great thing about it this year as well, since it was more virtual, then so you can go back and you can go on our YouTube, KCLV's YouTube site, and you can see and go through it at your leisure and find out what's going on in our city. We have not recorded it before, but now it's in perpetuity, and you can pull it up and find out what we're doing.
You said this, Councilman. I just saw it. So.
That's happened before too.
Yeah, to all of us here that do this. Exactly right. Councilman, we should let everybody know too, the city's working on some new ordinances, one specific to not feeding birds and various animals around some of our city facilities. This really got started, I think a lot of it because out at places like Lorenzi Park, out at Floyd Lamb at Tully Spring, the geese can really make an unbelievable mess, and when you're feeding them, it just makes the problem 10 times worse.
It does, and not only does it make the problem less from a sanitary standpoint, and you can't walk on the grass because there's so much feces around that's taking place.
It's incredible.
It's also healthier for the animals as well, the birds and the geese. People think that they're doing a service by feeding them breadcrumbs or whatever, but it actually is a detriment to them.
That is really key, Councilman. The Nevada Department of Wildlife said feeding them things that are unnatural for them to eat, bread, wheat-based products, harm the birds.
It harms the birds.
Yeah.
And look, I didn't know that prior. I remember
I had no idea.
I grew up going to Lorenzi.
Yeah.
And as far back as I can remember, people were throwing bread in there, and you see them eating. But I'm glad that we did this because it's not only going to make it more sanitary for the park and the facility that people can take their kids and grandkids to and go visit, but it also healthier for the
Yeah.
wildlife that's there.
Yeah, that's key, Councilman. This isn't just Big Brother coming in, you know, coming with a hammer. It's really better for everyone, as you say. The feces from the birds is just phenomenal. But then, like you're saying, feeding them these kinds of things is detrimental to their health in the long run. So you think maybe you're doing something kind, but in reality, it's actually harming them.
It is,
So,
and the council was very sensitive. If you saw the meeting, you saw that we were very sensitive with the fact that we didn't want to make this a Big Brother coming in. We're going to have signage come up. Our team will be, you know, positioned to give out warnings, let you know what's going on.
Oh, that's exactly right.
Yeah, and there is a small. If you continue to do it, there is a small fine of $10 that is being presented now. You'll get a ticket for a small amount. Hopefully, people will listen and they will take the message, and we won't have to go any further than that.
Yeah, exactly. And that was an important point to raise, Councilman. Not a hefty fine. You're going to get warnings ahead of time, but we're just trying to help all concerned here. So
so listen up, and if you see a sign, please don't feed
please,
the wildlife.
Yeah, exactly right. There's a good reason behind that. And then, Councilman, you know, some kudos to you. You are now on the executive board of the Nevada League of Cities, one of the many hats you wear.
Yeah, thank you. I'm the vice president of the Nevada League of Cities, and if you don't know, there's a National League of Cities, which just about every jurisdiction within the country subscribe to. It is really our voice as a city, municipality, GID that promotes best practices and goes to the White House and goes to the legislature, federal and local, to talk about best practices for cities and municipalities. The Nevada League of Cities is a charter of that, and I am the vice president of that, and I'm the president. The new elected president is Councilman Dare out of Sparks, and so we're looking to have our year and do some great things. We have a great executive director in Wesley Harper. We have a great team, and it's just fantastic. And it's important because what might be important to some major cities might not be as important to a small GID throughout the state or a small little city. And so we need to make sure that we're all on the same page and trying as best to speak on one voice to our state legislature and our federal delegation to get resources back into our communities.
Yeah, that's the idea, is to let the lawmakers at the federal and state levels know what's important to the cities right now.
Yeah, and it's great. As we move into the next legislative session, which is happening on the top of 2021, then we'll do our best to have a unified voice that goes into the legislature and talk about
now,
what's
Councilman,
best.
as vice president, will you become president then?
I will. I am in line to be the president next year,
That's
and
right.
so
it's kind of the way it works.
It is, and it's a great responsibility because we've had an amazing members who have been, you know, it's a long history from, you know, John Porter to others who have headed up that league, and it'll be an honor to take over as the president.
Well deserved, and the idea is that the president kind of helps train the vice president to be president, and then you'll do the same when you're president for the person coming in behind you. Then
it's great. And also, who's on the board, not exec, is Councilman Knudsen also serves on the board,
exactly, from the city,
which is great.
Vegas,
and I could see him being in a leadership role as well. He's really in tuned, and it really brings a wealth of knowledge to the conversation.
Well, and of course, I think folks are out there probably aware of this, but council members serve on many different boards, such as this. But the regional boards here, RTC, Health District,
I'm on the Water District, so Nevada Water Authority.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you're a busy guy.
We sort of dip our toes into a lot.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You have to know a lot about a lot.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
And then
learn quickly.
Exactly. And then, Councilman, we want to mention this before the end of the program. We have multiple places to receive a free COVID-19 test. Folks, if you haven't had an opportunity to get tested and you're worried that you can't pay for it, don't worry about it. There are places where you can get a free test. Councilman, we should tell everybody now that it used to be they were telling everyone get tested. We wanted everyone to be tested, but now because we've seen such a spike, the message is if you've come in contact with someone who's tested positive, or if you have symptoms, then go get tested. Otherwise,
and I know, and I can speak firsthand, is that every year, whether it's allergies or whether you get a sniffle or it's just that time of year or there's other things that happen. First thing you think nowadays is that I've got COVID. Do I need to go get checked?
COVID,
but then I look back and say, look, this has been happening for the past 6-7 years with me, and it's the same time frame. It's the same thing. No, it's not COVID. And so you need to do your best to differentiate between normal things that are happening in the course of your life and then trying to get tested. We are getting overwhelmed with testing, but thank God that it's still there if it is available. If you have been in contact with someone, if you've have the symptoms, maybe a loss of taste, fever, all the other symptoms, chills, shortness of breath, then probably should go get tested. Look, you can never go wrong. Contact your medical provider and speak with them, and then move on to the next steps.
Yeah, exactly. UMC's website, University Medical Center's website, also the Southern Nevada Health District's website has the multiple locations. They update it regularly on where you can go. And again, most all of these places are free. Of course, your pharmacies, CVS, Walgreens, the others, you can go there. I think they charge for a test. If you've got health insurance, it'll cover it. But again, you'll pay there. Nonetheless, they're still providing that service as well if you really need to be tested.
And it's still not too late to get a flu shot. People,
great point.
They're recommending that you do get the flu shot this year, as they do every year. I usually get one, and it's important because you don't want to catch the flu. You don't want to, then your immune system is susceptible to other diseases that come in, and you open yourself up to potentially being more susceptible to catching COVID if your immune system is down.
Exactly. Very good advice all the way around. Well, Councilman, the time with you always goes by fast. I know, poof. But we want to tell everybody out there, hey, we'd still love to hear from you. So if there's something you'd like to share with Councilman Crear, you can always find him on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also contact the councilman just by picking up the phone. We still do that around here, 702-229-6405. Or you can send him an email. His address is ccrear@lasvegasnevada.gov. And either he or one of his great staff will get right back to you. They always do. So. Well, Councilman, always a pleasure. Happy holidays to you and the family.
Happy holidays.
And I guess the next time we do this will be 2021.
2021. Wow. It's hard to believe that we're moving into another year. Time flies. And,
I'm kind of glad 2020 is going to come to an end,
goodness.
all things considered.
Yeah, I tell you, it's been a tough year.
It has.
For a lot of people, and it's still getting tougher, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel, as my dad would always say. They say that hopefully there's we'll be moving forward with getting testing out. More resources out to people for COVID. Hopefully the shots will come out.
I know that love that. Let's get it
those done. that are 90% effective, 70% effective. Moderna, Pfizer, these companies.
And they're coming closer. Every day. So this is good.
Yeah, it's great. And so we're moving forward. And so I won't say everybody, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah. To everybody, happy Kwanzaa to everybody, and enjoy yourself. Be safe, be smart, and continue to follow safety relegation so that 2021 will be 1,000 times better than 2020.
I like that. Here. Let's. I second, third, and fourth that. So, all right, Councilman, thank you so much. Happy holidays to you. And please don't miss our next show beginning on December 10th with Ward 6 Councilwoman Michelle Fiore. You can now catch all of our KCLV shows on Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire. Don't forget, you can watch us live on the internet at kclv.tv. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll see you next time around. Please stay safe out there.